The most extraordinary thing about the whole week was the fact that we managed to open up this debate on Radio 1 with the listeners and talk openly about mental health awareness. People of all ages coming forward, sending messages on Instagram and Twitter and whatever, just saying what you're talking about on Radio 1, all the DJs. It was something we hadn't really talked about in that depth before and that level of honesty. And it seemed to... That really spurred me on throughout the whole week. We got tens of thousands of messages from people just saying...
What sort of things were they saying?
Well, the majority of them were saying it was great to hear people that they listen to every single day being so open and honest about something which has got such a stigma attached to it. And actually, when you hear somebody that you listen to every day or watch on the TV every day saying it's OK to feel these things and to talk about them, and it just gave people a lot of confidence, I think, to come out and say, hello, I'm actually struggling with anxiety or depression or whatever it might be, and I haven't been able to talk about it before because I don't know how to. And I think when you hear people on the radio that you trust and listen to make you laugh or give you new music or whatever, if you hear them slightly change the conversation to, look, we all go through this stuff sometimes. Your brain, the health of your brain is as important, it may be more important than the health of your heart or your rest of your body. So you've got to look after your brain as well, and people tend to forget about the brain a bit, but it's a very complicated thing which you do need to address those problems. And we just had such an outpouring, and it's really overwhelming, but it was the most brilliant part of last week. The mountains thing was kind of silly and to get attention, but when we got the attention, we managed to talk about the
Well, funny, isn't it, that your physical strength is what will get attention, but actually you were looking at the mental strength. And there is a problem, isn't there, particularly for younger men? I mean, there are extraordinary stats about the number of suicides in men under 40. Do you think it helped that you've been open about some of your own struggles? What were your issues when? Those are the best messages I received, actually, from people saying, I'm a bloke, I'm a lad, and Greg, I don't know how to talk about this with my friends or seek professional help or speak to my mum or dad about it because there's a pressure to be a certain way and to be like, oh, I'm fine, and yeah, don't worry about all that stuff, and that's just like, that's not my thing, I'm a bloke and I'm fine. And there's definitely a bit of that for all people. But yeah, for me, I think I was very lucky that I have a brilliant family, I have really great friends. But my dad, when I was growing up, he struggled with depression, for sure. None of us really knew what was going on. He was a head teacher, and he was amazing at it, but he got ill, he had a heart condition, so he had to leave early, had to retire early. That was kind of devastating for him. But it's just those little life moments can spiral into something bigger. Of course. And
unless you talk about these things and address them, they can become really destructive and ultimately could end in a horrible tragedy. But, you know, if you catch those things and you go and you're aware of them and you say, it could be a breakup that started it, it could be losing your job, it could be anything, moving house suddenly, it could be anything.
And it can actually be something good. Like part of your issues was anxiety when you just moved to London, things going so great, dream job, landed in your lap. Whenever the world was perhaps looking at you thinking, God, he's got everything, rather jealous of you, that can be when anxiety swamps you, can't it?
Yeah, totally. I mean, that's the thing, you never know what's going on inside someone's brain. So I've learned a lot this week in terms of making sure you don't judge quickly and make sure that you talk to people. And
how did you cope with it yourself? What was your solution?
I just had a load of brilliant people around me, and that keeps you going and keeps you grounded. And also, if you remember that everyone's sort of a mess as well, you know, nobody knows exactly what they're doing, but you do see social media and you watch TV and you think everything's perfect. Oh, the Kardashians, perfect. Their lives are beautiful and Instagrammed and filtered and stuff. I think if you remember that not to take everything quite so seriously and that you don't have to attain this unattainable thing, then you actually have a bit more of an enjoyable life. I feel much more content now than I did when I was 20, for example.
Well, you've certainly succeeded in your goal to get everyone talking about mental health. Is there still a bit of you that wants to go back and complete the physical goal? Then are you going to have a chance to do that?
Get me up that Ben Nevis. I'll be there. We're planning for the next couple of weeks, hopefully.
Are you?
Yeah. And what I want to get that done just so it's done and put it in a little box and go, right, we did it.
Yeah.
But I do want to... This week has really opened up my mind to mental health awareness a bit more, and there must be some more stuff that I can do using the platform of just getting people talking. So I'm going to do some research and have a look at what I can do going forward. But it was such a brilliant outpouring from the listeners that it would be a shame to let that go and and not keep that conversation going.
I think you're absolutely right. It's brilliant what you've done. Well done to you. Only the weather defeated you, and you got everyone talking. We're going to put some helplines actually on our website as well.
Great.
If something has, you know, touched you with what Greg's saying, because we know so many people struggle on many different levels, don't they, with issues.
It's just catching it and being
catching
aware
at the right time
and talking and not being afraid of saying, there's something not quite right in my brain, and I want some help, please.